I'm Sailor Moon, and I'm Sarah Uranus here. And today, well, if you today we gotta say some sad news. SailorMoonTV.com is no longer on the interweb anymore. Well, it isn't. It's not. And here are some thoughts of why it is. Now, SailorMoonTV.com got started way back in 2012 YL. So it's been on the interweb for some time. And their luck ran out. What do I mean when I say their luck ran out? Ownership. You know? That thing that is ownership. For almost for a long time, they were lucky, and TOEI or whoever did their lawful work for them never ever came across, never ever came over to their side, never ever happened to see their YouTube fairway. But we saw it before, back when Sailor Moon was on YouTube, then it was on Daily Motion, was on Vugon, then there was what Sailor Moon Online, and many other websteads out there that and each one of them did get their ownership bind. Well, so SailorMoonTV.com thought that since they were from Canada or the settled land, they did not have to follow the Wanted Rights ownership law, or the Dawnland ownership law, or any ownership law there was except in their land. But sadly, the ownership law in the settled land is the same as the ownership law in many other lands. But don't hold me to that. So their luck ran out, and one day TOEI somehow one day TOEI seeked out their webstead and knew that they were putting things on there they didn't own. They were streaming stuff and showing stuff they didn't own. They didn't own the Deke or the Cloverway English work. They didn't own the PGSM or any of the song shows. They didn't own the Viz work, which was, and TOEI probably told them to stop it, take the stuff down, or they would be in a law bind over ownership, which we all know that TOEI would win. So SailorMoonTV.com or whoever owned it had no choosing but to do that. It wasn't like they were going to lawyer up and fight TOEI, because we all know if they did that, they wouldn't win. Alright? Yes, they bought the discs, but yes, they bought the discs. But the only right that they had was to watch it at home. That was the only right that buying a disc gave them. They didn't have the right to put it on their webstead and show it to others. So at the end of the day, their luck ran out. You're right, Sarah Uranus says. There's going to be folks out there saying, oh, well, they bought the disc. Yeah, well, buying a disc doesn't give you ownership over the thing. It only gives you the right to watch it at home or wherever but it doesn't give you the ownership over it. It doesn't give you the stream rights over it or anything like that. So that's what they got in a bind over. And they doubly would have gotten in a bind, because they didn't just have it wasn't only the Deke and the Cloverway and the Pioneer English work. It was also the Viz English work. It was the TOEI written work. It was a PGSM show. It was the song shows. Also, they would had Sailor Moon Internal or Sailor Moon Forever show film would have also been up. So yeah, at the end of the day, they were lucky for a long time. But everyone's luck runs out when you're doing something like that. Now I know there's going to be someone saying, oh, well, they're from the settled land. Yeah, well, the settled land doesn't really care what land you live in. The ownership law is the same in those lands. So if that was what they were going to say was going to shield them from getting in an ownership bind with Toei over ownership over Sailor Moon, or half ownership, since NAOKO Takeuchi owns the other half. That wouldn't work. You know, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have that wisdom, and I'm not. But I would know that wouldn't work. You know, and it's not like SailorMoonTV.com is going to lawyer up or get a business to back them so they could get a lawyer and then go fight Toei, because you know they're not going to win. Like, what are they going to say? Oh, well, we never may know. What are they going to say? Oh, well, we bought the disc, you know. I mean, yeah, you bought the disc, but you didn't buy the, but you don't have the ownership over it. You don't have the streaming rights or the showing rights, or whatever you want to call it. They're going to say. And they're going to say, oh, you were making gold on it too. Which they were. They were asking for a handout, which is also known, a French borrower to be donating or giving. They were asking for giving. You know, folks would give them gold for whatever, buying discs, whatever, keeping their webstead running, whatever the grounds was. So they would have been in a bind, and they knew that they wouldn't win. Which is sad for a lot of Sailor Moon followers out there, which was the only time for anyone who wanted to see the Deke and the Cloverway, or the Pioneer English work, because Pioneer did the films, or the Toei written work, or the Viz English work, or PGSM, the song shows, all the other stuff. Except for that burp. You're right about that, Sarah Uranus. I guess that should be learning that ownership law is still a thing, and it's never going away. And no matter how many folks out there, you know, say that they can't say they're, and SailorMoonTV.com can't say that it's fair work. Because it's not like they were, you know, putting it out there and making fun of it, or scathing it, or giving their thoughts on it, or shifting the way it looked or the way it behaved. They can't say that. They were putting it out there, having it run on their webstead, and they were showing it to everyone. So they can't say fair work. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So yeah, their Twitter's still there. They still got their Twitter. They still got their Discord and one other stuff. So yeah, and I'm sure if they do get back, because we asked them what's going on, and I'm sure they're gonna get back and say, oh, our webstead's down because we got in a bind with Toei over ownership law, or whatever they're gonna say. You know, so it is what it is. So if you want to see Sailor Moon stuff, the Viz work, you either have to go to Tubi, or some other, or Amazon, because Amazon also has it too, and that's about it. Or YouTube if you want to buy it for there, but that's about it, I guess, or Apple iTunes or Google Play, I'm guessing, but, or I guess Vudu, which is one of Walmart's one. So yeah, SailorMoonTV.com is dead. You know, we came across it during the last 2 years of its lifespan, 29 between YL. If we would have come across it earlier than that, we would have been, it would have been God's, it would have been good. But we came across it during its last 2 years of lifespan, and they were lucky to have been around from 2012 YL to 2021 YL, which a lot of websteads who are putting out stuff out there that they don't have any right to be putting out there, their luck ran out. So it is what it is. You're right, Sailor Moon. So tell us what you think about SailorMoonTV.com, finally happened to shut down over ownership law over Toei. Let us know what you think about that. And if you like the film we made here, then watch the film we made yesterday over here with Sailor Moon and Sailor Pluto. or follow us here at Sailor Moon for Life. I'm Sailor Moon. I'm Sarah Uranus. Hope you like this film.